Hey folks, welcome back. Thank you for joining me again today. I've actually come to Joy Kitchen or Joy Kitchen or Joy Restaurant. Kind of a bit of lunch, and we're going to talk about a very interesting subject, is what Thai girls look for in a boyfriend and what they fear about foreign boyfriends. I had a very interesting conversation with a couple of lovely young ladies a few nights ago. So let's go and have some lunch and we get into this one. There we go, food's arrived. Chicken pad thai. 70 baht, can't be too bad. Stick the lime on. What we could have done with the tissue. There we go, mix it all up first. Well, there's certainly some large bits of chicken in there anyway, and tofu. That is very nice. So today it's about what do Thai girls look for in a foreign man and what do they fear. I spoke to a couple of Thai girls recently, so this is, first-hand conversation. I thought it was quite interesting, so I thought I'd pass this one on. Yeah, quick background on them. They're both sort of in their early 40s. One's sort of 43, one was 45. They've worked in the bar scene on and off for a few years. They've had boyfriends before, currently both single, and looking for love. So the first thing I asked them was about age, because there's always this big sort of stigma about age, certainly in the West. Doesn't bother them in the slightest. They're not worried about, they don't like young boys or young men. They're not interested in young men. But it was more important that they were able to look after them and their families is what they were looking for. And I say age didn't really come into it. I'm guessing that's to a point, maybe, I don't know. It was important that they were clean, well-dressed and smelled nice. They needed to have a good heart. And I'm guessing with that means look after them, take them out, treat them nicely, and I'll leave that one there. So I asked them if there's any particular countries they liked. And again, there wasn't really a particular country, England, America, Australia, Europe, didn't. I think one of them had an interest in going to Switzerland, which again I thought was a little bit odd. Not odd, but not heard before. To the point where if she ever won the lottery, the first thing she wanted to do was go to Switzerland, which I thought was quite nice. I said to her about size, do they like sort of big men, small men? Again, it was all about having a good heart and looking after them and looking after the family. But one comment that did come up, that one of them said, which a little bit sort of, I don't know if that's strange, but I didn't quite understand it, that she would want to have the boyfriend look after the new family first and not look after the old family. So if they've got like a daughter or a son, it would have to be, look after the new family first. And the sort of things they fear, apparently, obviously there's a language barrier, but the two girls I spoke to had very good English, one of them was exceptional. Well, I can understand if the end goal for the boyfriend is to take them back to sort of say England or America, you'd have to have, you know, they'd need to have pretty good English to get by. Another thing was the food differences. Again, one of them come from Isan, and she only likes eating Isan food. Doesn't like Farang food, apparently. Yeah, so that could be a tricky subject. And the other concern was the family approval. Another concern was family approval. Apparently, if mum doesn't like you, you've got no chance. So I'm guessing early doors you get introduced to the potential in-laws, and then you're sort of vetted at that point, and yeah. Let me know if anyone's been through this. I'd love to know. There must be, well, there are clearly lots of people that have got Thai girlfriends. They've met them all over places, in the bars, in the restaurants, in the hotels. So yeah, I'd really like to know A, how you met them in the first place, how you get on, have you married them, and yeah, in the comments please. This would be a good one. But they certainly didn't fear like the age gap. I know in the West there's always big sort of fears about the age gap and how people sort of look at it. But that didn't bother them in the slightest. As I say, they didn't want young boys. Well, I must say this is one of the nicest pad thais I think I've ever had. It's really nice. And they actually do pizza as well, so I might come back for a pizza. I think another issue they had, both of them actually said it was if the man being serious. I think they've probably both been led down the garden path a couple of times. Yeah, it's probably hard for them to work out if someone's actually being serious. It's like anything, you meet a girl in a bar, yeah, they're used to sort of all the flirting and the people sort of telling them how rich and famous they are, and yeah, when it comes down to it, perhaps not so much. Right, well I'm going to finish this because it's really nice. So yeah, I'll leave this one out. So thanks very much for watching. Again, in the comments please. There's plenty of you out there with Thai girlfriends and wives and things, and I'd love to know what you think on this subject. So I'll say thanks very much and bye for now. So I'll put the menu up so you can have a look at some of the choices. They do a Thai menu, they also do pizzas.